So today we have ourselves a doubt clearing session, right? So thank you all for sending in your doubts on time. We will quickly get started with discussing your doubts. Okay. So we'll give it 1 minute or 2 minutes, wait for everybody else to join, and then we'll get started. Meanwhile, please let me know how you are doing. Ma'am, where to send doubts? There's a separate group for doubts. So there is a group called No Doubts at Net with Hafsa, and this group is only for sending doubts. Okay. Randomized blog design. When we start unit 2, we will do it. Okay, Pooja. Today we are discussing unit 10 and unit 1 doubts. If we have time in the end, I'll be more than happy. Okay, ma'am, you say. I will say when I want to say. Chalo, ma'am, I'm only following your classes in paper 1. More than enough. और क्या करना है और भी कुछ करना है आपको. Good enough. Now, iconic subscription if you have, अगर आपके पास iconic subscription है और अगर आप one-on-one live में, और तो पहले हम बात करते हैं feminism की. Link is attached in the comments. You'll get to talk to your mentor, you'll get to know them, and you will get to learn a lot from them as well. Please do it if you want to. Okay. Alright. तो पहले हम बात करते हैं feminism की. Okay. So feminism is a little part of your syllabus. Very sort of a very generalized overview. Anywhere where you find it confusing or anywhere where you don't understand, please ask. One of you has sent this as a doubt. ठीक है? One of you has sent it as a doubt. Not Karen Horner. We're talking about feminism, the feminism movement. Psychology की बात नहीं है ये. बाद में हम इसको psychology में भी include करेंगे. कि feminist psychology. Okay. मैम पेपर 1 की एजुकेटर के साथ ट्यूनिंग नहीं हो रही है. That's sweet also, but I'm thinking tuning क्यों चाहिए? As in आपको मतलब you're not getting used to the teaching style. Thank you so much for the sweet comments, Preeti. But find someone who you can follow. ठीक है? Find someone whose classes you can at least watch because पढ़ना जरूरी है. Paper 1. Yes, ma'am, Monica. Okay, Monica. All right. Please find someone you can follow for paper 1. You can switch between 2 educators also. Paper 1 because paper 1 the thing is a lot of people teach, right? You have so many options. Psychology or particular subjects you don't have a lot of options. लेकिन paper 1 के बहुत सारे educators हैं तो explore करो and then stick to 1 or 2. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. Don't go back and forth. Okay. All right. Hi, Mohammed. Yes, ma'am. That's why it's very. See what you're saying, Nandini. I did not see any comment. Ma'am, for tomorrow MCQ class we have to revise. Yes, Nandini. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Everything we have done. In addition to that, what all do we have to do? We also have to do health psychology class, gender psychology class. Okay. All right. And psychoneuroimmunology also. वो सब आपके 10th minute का ही हिस्सा है. अब ये उससे नहीं पूछते हैं ज़्यादा. पूछते ही नहीं है. तो in the future, if you मैंने लिख किया है आपके कोर्स में. I have asked you to watch. Is there a class from 8 p.m.? There is. If I feel okay, I think I'll take it. Otherwise, I feel like I'm coming down with something again. Probably the not sleeping properly and all that. Never mind. So I'll let you guys know if I'm feeling up to it. Otherwise, I'll move it to next week or Saturday or something. अभी के लिए focus करिए. चलिए. Let's focus. So feminism. What is the feminism movement, especially when we talk about psychology? जब हम psychology की बात करते हैं, ये feminism movement क्या है? Okay, alright. ये feminism movement क्या है? Is it about actually trying to bring women to where men are? क्या हम ये कह रहे हैं कि only women, let's help only women? Or are we saying let's improve the kind of or let's create more equality, equitable distribution of resources, which has already been given to men? Let's also try to help women so that there can be more equalized, equitable distribution of resources. मैं हिंदी में भी आपके लिए repeat करूंगी एक बार. तो हम actually यहाँ पे feminism में क्या चाहते हैं कि जो women है, उनका status थोड़ा improve होके men से comparable हो जाए, ठीक है? ताकि ज़्यादा discrimination या ज़्यादा difference ना रहे. Okay, absolutely. So can I say that feminism is for overall human growth and development or only for women? Because you see, when a woman gets educated, does the child's life also improve? Does everybody who's around that woman, their life also improve? Just like if a man or a boy studies, everybody around him will improve, है ना? तो ये जाहिर सी बात है. Whether it's a man or a woman, if we help them, everything around them, the environment will improve, the way they talk. Absolutely. So feminism, can I say, is for overall human growth and development? Very good. Exam में भी आपको ऐसे questions आते हैं. Exam also you get such questions. Now we will talk about ये sociology का concept है clearly. Yes. Now we will also try to understand. So we study about this in social psychology as well. We try to understand what types of feminism there are, when did they emerge, and how are they relevant for us. हमारे लिए कैसे relevant? So first wave started from the 1830s. Now can we say that there's one paradigm? अगर आपने मेरे साथ paradigms किए हैं तो great. If you've not done, we'll be doing it this Friday only. So there's also something called feminist paradigm. Can I say that it was about correcting historical wrongs? कि historically men ज़्यादा psychologists भी थे. If you talk about the greatest psychologist, founder of so and so school, founder of this school, that school, it's mostly men. Is it that no woman was capable enough to at least head a school, or is it that no women were capable of making inventions? If you see Erickson's wife and the person he was having sort of an affair with helped him actually do all of his studies, even though she was never given credit. Then again, if you talk about this Carl Jung, the person he was in an affair with for ages and ages, affair because he was already married to someone else. She was a part of all of his studies. Henry Murray, the lady that he was in an affair with, always helped him in every single publication. She was वो छोड़ो Anna Freud को credit मिला. I'm talking about the ladies who were never even, whose name was not mentioned as a co-author also. In books they wrote, in papers they wrote. They were simply, all of the credit was given to the men. Karen Horner had her own publications. That was not the case. I don't remember the name. Some Virginia or some, I don't remember the name. You can check. Carl Jung को there was a lady who assisted him in most of his work. Even with Henry Murray, उन्होंने फिर अपने career के retirement पे कहा कि every paper जो भी मैंने हर एक paper लिखा, that lady who helped him, because we talk about TAT also, and we talk about his needs, we say Murray and someone else. It's a woman, and her name was always cut out of all of the articles. Morgan? I don't remember her full name. I don't remember. तो बाद में उन्होंने कहा तब तक तो हो गया था. Anyway, what I mean is that women felt that men were given privileges when it came to psychological research also. Okay, and therefore they wanted a paradigm shift जहाँ पे सबको equal opportunities मिले. So as you see here, the first wave, 1830s onwards. Okay. All right. Now, 1830s onwards, libertarian. What did we all want? This was a common concern back then. Women in America, especially. In India, we've had a woman prime minister. है ना? In America, has there ever been a woman president? No, there hasn't. They didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. They voted for Trump. That shows the open-mindedness. Even though it's a first world country, yet they voted for somebody like Trump than for Hillary Clinton. Anyway, all right. So basically, women had no voting rights. Women had voting rights earlier in India than in the US. I think, I'm not sure. Please verify, but I think this is the case. So वहाँ पे actually women did not even have voting rights. Okay, like Africans did not have voting rights. Women didn't either. So you see, all they wanted was equality. They wanted liberty, fraternity, equality. Basically, Renaissance, your French Revolution, ka anthem, or the 3 principles that it was built upon. Women wanted to uplift women. New Zealand has now. Jacinda Ardern or something her name is. हाँ, तो ये क्या है, पहले जो फेमिनिज्म आया फर्स्ट वेव, इसमें क्या बिलीव था कि हमें विमेन को एम्पावर करना चाहिए। एम्पावर जब आप फील करते हो क्या, हाँ जी, एडर, हाँ, तो जब हम एम्पावर फील करते हैं, जब हम किसी और पे डिपेंडेंट रहते हैं, आई विल रिपीट इन इंग्लिश आल्सो। सो द होल पॉइंट हियर वाज फॉर women to take personal responsibility and to be able to make their whole decisions or their own decisions collectively. मतलब collectively जो women हैं वो they come together and they try to make their own decisions. That was the first wave of feminism. And what did they want change in? They wanted primarily change in laws. लॉज एंड रूल्स जो है, जैसे ये वोटिंग के राइट्स, जैसे जॉब्स के राइट्स, जैसे पेमेंट के राइट्स, वैसे वैसे चीजें इनको चेंज करनी थी। ओके, दैट इज व्हाट दे वांटेड चेंज इन, हु द वुमेन collectively. That was the first wave. And then libertarian feminism turned to liberal feminism. This is a kind of feminism that is relevant to us in psychology as well. मुझे बताइए, अगर आप particularly gender sensitization therapy कर रहे हैं for a woman, not gender therapy, I will discuss gender therapy separately. Gender sensitization therapy, if you're doing, making a person aware that their gender is not a problem, right? That they see a lot of women may be raised in very strict patriarchal families or very patriarchal cultures, like we were talking about Afghanistan yesterday. Likewise, we have Southern America, Texas and states like that, जहाँ पे patriarchy dominates, ठीक है, वो cultures of honor जो हमने देखा था, like we see in many places around us also. तो ये जो liberal feminism है, now it's about the society accepting women better, but for us individually, we want this woman to be able to make her own decisions. So we are empowering individual women to do what? Individual level पे हम औरतों को empower करना चाहते हैं। empower करने का मतलब क्या है? Like we studied yesterday, day before yesterday also, that we want them to make their own decisions, अपने फैसले खुद लेना। ये बहुत जरूरी चीज है ना? A lot of girls you see in extreme rural areas or in extreme far off places don't get this choice, don't have this right. Okay. On an individual level, by helping them become more independent. हम इन्हें किस चीज में हेल्प कर रहे हैं? इंडिपेंडेंट बनने में हम हेल्प कर रहे हैं, so that they can make their own decisions, they can live a better life, they don't rely or they don't depend on anybody else. Then what do we have? Second wave, 1960s. Okay, all right. Now around 1960s, यहाँ पे primary feeling or notion is that gender is influenced by biology. Ma'am, can I go? Where do you want to go? Something important? Emergency? Please leave. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can ask if there's anything else. Libertarian is liberal is different. ये देखिए. Please take care, Pragati. Okay, hopefully nothing serious. Please take care. Please take care. Okay. हाँ, ask your mom to take care as well. Yes, please. Take care. Okay. All right. Libertarian क्या है? This is at a community level. ठीक है? अगर हम psychology के perspective से देखेंगे, libertarian is about getting liberty, getting equality for people overall. तो ये ज्यादा फोकस कहाँ पे करता है? Laws पे करता है, rules पे, जो आपकी policies है government की। अगर हम liberal की बात करें, तो हम एक औरत को individual level पे liberate करना चाहते हैं। जब आप liberated feel करते हो, आप free feel करते हो। जब आप free feel करते हो, तो आप autonomous feel करते हो। मतलब self determined, आप अपने फैसले खुद लोगे। क्या? Difference is clear? चल, wonderful. Okay, all right. Then we talk about radical. Radical, remember, is never a good word. Radical means extremism. ठीक है? Extremism. Extremism का मतलब क्या है? Am I going to calmly discuss what I want, or am I going to try to improve my position, or do I want to attack those who I feel have oppressed me? जिसने हमें oppress किया है, हम उसको eliminate करना चाहते हैं, उसको attack करना चाहते हैं. So this is the wave of feminists who were very aggressive and said men are the sole reason for our problems. Attack. Okay, हाँ, तो patriarchy. आप देखेंगे yesterday I was checking for free images to attach for PDFs. हाँ, for patriarchy to give an example. हाँ, तो यहाँ पे basically and all pictures say smash patriarchy, smash patriarchy. That is typical radical feminism. कि patriarchy को खत्म करो, ठीक है? Okay, अरे society and institutions में change चाहते हैं, overall society में change चाहते हैं. It's in fashion also now to be liberal. अगर आप देखेंगे in Western countries, if somebody says, "Oh, I'm racist" and stuff like that, it's not fashionable anymore. पुराने ज़माने में, people used to openly talk about it. Now that's why people have implicit racism, implicit discrimination, connotations and stuff like. It's not cool anymore to be rude or to discriminate. Okay, all right. Now, socialist feminism. What is socialist feminism? Because if you see, everybody was tweeting about Black Lives Matter. वो personally कैसे भी हो, everybody was tweeting about it. अब वो personal level पे है, अच्छे नहीं है, क्या है, support करते हैं, do they believe in those same equal values where they are as well? That's a different point. Anyway, so 1960s onwards, after that we had socialist feminism. Now, socialist. Do I want change at policy level? So socialist feminism believes it's a lot like how if you know how communism and communalism is not the same thing. So the principles that communism is based on, you see the Kerala government is the CPIM party, in India also we have. So those the prime belief over there is that capitalism is the problem. Okay, and here what we are trying to understand is that capitalism is run by males and is dominated by males, and therefore we need to bring about a change in the social structure. Okay, all right. हाँ जी, तो यहाँ पे क्या आइडियोलॉजी है? ये आइडियोलॉजी ऐसी है कि कैपिटलिज्म जो है उसको कौन चला रहा है? मेन या विमेन? कैपिटलिज्म में थोड़े इंपॉर्टेंट पोजीशंस हैं जो मेन को ही अलॉट किए हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, टू टैकल दैट सोशल स्ट्रक्चर में चेंज लेके आनी है, जहां हम विमेन को भी पावरफुल पोजीशंस अलॉट करेंगे। जैसे अब आप देखेंगे कि लोकसभा राज्यसभा will have a certain reservation for women, या certain seats will be given to women, है ना? तो औरतों को थोड़ी सीट्स मिलती हैं, एंग्लो इंडियंस को सीट्स मिलती हैं, वैसा कुछ ना। तो दैट इज बेसिकली एडिक्वेट रिप्रेजेंटेशन, दैट्स समथिंग लाइक सोशलिज्म, है ना? तो इक्वल रिप्रेजेंटेशन चाहते हैं, like that here. But socialist feminism believes that capitalism is the problem, and through capitalism women have been exploited, and therefore there needs to be a change in social structure, in shifting of power to women as well. All right, okay, wait, so far there's also something called intersectional. We are not interested in this. This is not relevant to us. So here we are talking about there are multiple factors which are involved, politics or language and different parts of capitalism which are harmful for us. हमारे लिए इसके अलावा cultural feminism is important. Ma'am, on which stage do you think India is right now? I would rather not express my personal opinion. Okay, तो ये पूरी दुनिया में it says that we are in this third wave, yeah. Okay, all right. So let's say I don't think there's a continuous feminist movement although throughout India. मुझे नहीं लगता है कोई prominent movement अभी ऐसे है कि throughout India there's a single feminist movement. I think small little activities here and there. But mostly, again, my personal opinion, I'm not asking you to support or not support or anything. Mostly, we are still attuned to patriarchy, and we are quite comfortable with it on a larger scale. Again, like I said, my opinion, not written in a book or anything. At least where I come from, also. Okay. That is what I've observed in the society. So I've discussed before also. Earlier, I used to think that where I come from, nahi hai patriarchy and all of that. The moment I started going out, the moment I started, purchasing things even from a store, the way they talk to a woman is so different from how they talk to a man. Especially out in the market, the regular people, जिनके साथ आप interact करेंगे, या like kirana shops and supermarkets and this and that, how they talk, the tone is very different. तो दैट मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है, मुझे नहीं पता और जगहों पे क्या है, आई ओनली टॉक अबाउट माय पर्सन। चलिए, इन एडिशन टू दिस, एंड दैट ऑफेंड्स मी अ लॉट, I get very offended, I get very triggered, and I never mind, let's go. Someday when we meet, I'll tell you one day. Such an you're soft spoken people are not spoken to properly. True, Sakshi. All right. Anyway, I literally had to, sit my driver down and tell him that, listen, it's okay for you to it's not okay for you to interrupt when me or my sister are talking. It's not okay for you to start talking and chiming in our conversations whenever you feel like. So setting boundaries and all that, wo chodo. Like there's anybody coming home, if it's a woman talking, they start commenting when we were doing our house construction. Ye nahi karna tha, wo nahi karna tha. And then I actually had to ask, did I ask you? I don't remember asking for your opinion. It's just never mind. Let's go, guys. So cultural feminism kya hota hai? किस है ठीक है. Cultural feminism is mostly related to how the culture views the role. Society, लेकिन society कैसे बनती है? Can I say that my society is created mostly predominantly by my culture? Right? Not religion, culture. See, Kashmiri culture, I know I've grown up in it. Hindus or Muslims or Sikhs, all I find that mostly practices are the same. Doesn't matter which religion, honestly. Culture अगर आप देखोगे, there's stark contrast in what North Indians, South Indians eat, or what I see in my region, what I see in other places. तो cultural, हम culture में, society में change देखना चाहते हैं यहाँ पे. And this society, so this society actually believes what? Generally, if somebody has said Horner's theory also, a lot of societies believe that the place of the woman is at home. अगर आप पुराने theories की तरफ देखोगे, Harry Harlow, you remember, he said contact comfort, है ना, with monkeys. Monkeys, he said contact comfort. So he said the mother should never leave the house. The mother should not work. That's a bad mother, he said. ये घर पे अगर बच्चे को जरूरत है, somebody gives them contact, it should be the mother. Now a lot of societies work like that. A lot of societies believe that women who don't give enough time to their children are not, can never be good mothers, है ना? Right? People want to label, people want to discriminate, humiliate and all that. ठीक है, तो ये society जो है किससे बनती है? Culture से बनती है. तो एक बार फिर से मैं हिंदी में बताती हूँ आपको. यहाँ पे cultural feminism में हम society में जो role दिया है ना women को, उसका point of view change करना चाहते हैं. तो यहाँ पे हम change चाहते हैं. किस चीज में? जैसे औरतों को देखा जाता है. The way that women are allotted roles. Okay. So what do we want to do? We want to change the way that women are viewed overall. जैसे कहते हैं कि जोर से बात मत करो. It's okay for a guy to shout, but you don't laugh so and so. You should walk like this, but you should talk like this. But you are a girl. How can you say you will travel alone? Things like that. Basic things जो आप देखेंगे, जगह जगह पे देखेंगे आप. You will see these across the world. It's not just one place. So basically, we want to change the societal point of view that has been formed towards women, and that is cultural feminism. Okay, clear here? So ये रहा आपका types of feminism. Gender sensitivity can work multiple ways. See, being gender sensitive is also to understand that, look, this is my gender, okay, right? Okay, but it shouldn't be a stereotype. Gender sensitivity can be positive also, can be used in a positive way also, can be used in a negative way also. See, because we are over concerned with gender, we may discriminate against somebody. But if I'm sensitive towards another gender, I should empathize more, whether it's a man or a woman. It's not that men are not discriminated against. आप देखेंगे general notion है that a man cannot cry, therefore they bottle up their emotions, right? If a man cries and goes to someone and asks for help, they may be called weak, they may be looked down upon. If a man doesn't show aggression, they may be looked down upon or discriminated against, bullied, not find friends, right? So discrimination happens from all angles. So gender sensitivity का मतलब in an ideal positive way would be to understand the unique qualities of each gender and to know which gender identify with. Exactly. Men can't, oh, you cook, oh, you're not a real man if you cook. Stereotypical notions like that, which is not fair. So I had so many friends who wanted to do a degree in this culinary arts, wanted to be chefs. But since the father was either a doctor or an engineer, the parents were not at all supportive in the sense, oh, tum, घर का काम you'll do. Yeah, that is still a very new trend. I feel like it's going to take a long time, Shubalina, for that to gain acceptance. You'll see Koreans often, even when I used to talk about, okay, I really like the culture, they'll be like, oh, you're okay, men wear makeup, oh, they're just girls. I don't want to stereotype. Okay, all right. Now, so I get that it's not that South Korean culture again, वहाँ पे भी vanity ज़्यादा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो जो करते हैं वो perfect है, ऐसा नहीं है. But आप देखेंगे कि हर कोई culture में, every society has its shortcomings. तो हर कहीं पे होता है. Just that we need to be sensitive and aware. अब किसी को somebody wants to put on makeup, right? Their face, their life, they're not forcing you to do it. Why does it bother? Should not bother. That's somebody's choice. उनको खुशी हो रही है. Right? So I think also understanding. So our sociology professor, he used to call himself a feminist, really old guy. So his parents had named him, I'll not say anything controversial. Parents had named him Bapuji. I don't know if he's still there. He was such a cool guy after Gandhiji. Okay, all right. So basically one day he said so in sociology we used to study. So he said that if one day the husband changes diapers, so people will be like, oh, he's great, he helps out. But nobody will say that the child is as much the woman's as much as the man's. So they throw you out from the kitchen. Oh my God. So again, I feel like because we were raised, we used to cook, me and my brother, from a very young age. And a lot of relatives used to comment or tell my dad, how can you allow this to happen? How can, girl and boy learn cooking at the same time? How can you let this happen, being so and from so and so family and all? Oh, nonsense. I feel like fight and cook. Better when you move out and when you're on your own, cook your heart's content. Don't indulge in conflict. Okay, that's great, Shruti. And I feel like I was also blessed to grow up in a very, very liberal environment. I was never told what to believe. I was never told whether I should, be religious or not be religious, what to follow, who to follow, not to follow. Correct, Shubhalina. Okay. It's a good, that's true though. My dad and I have to. Ma'am, you're more close to your father. Definitely. My dad will always be my favorite person. You have to cut vegetables each day. Okay, all right. Jyoti mummy सुन लेगी तो गुस्सा आ जाएगा. Okay. नहीं तो warning मिलती है. Every kind of household chores. Really proud of your mom also, Sachin. Okay, tell her, I'm grateful. Why, ma'am? You're so open-minded. Okay, चलिए, all right. My dad was very liberal. Anyway, we'll get back. बहुत हो गया आज हमने class start करने से पहले break ले ली. Now, ma'am, how does one classify? Okay, interesting question. Gail has sent this after a lot of introspection. I can tell. चलिए. So today's doubts are also very chill. Now, one can classify an individual as a millennial. So here we stick to dates. Okay, we actually stick to 1995. And anybody born after 1995, we call them a Gen Z till 2010. Okay, this actually doesn't mean a lot. It's just for the sake of categorization. It's just for the sake of categorization only when it is related to what generation you belong to, so that the government can have a census or the world organizations can basically give out, जो magazines में आप data देखते हैं ना, वो इसी basis पे होता है. This generation uses more phones. That generation, it's based on you open a Facebook account, what age do you put over there? You open this account, that account, what age do you put over there? That's basically it. So what matters here is whether you were born in so and so year. If you were born from 95 to 2010, you are without a doubt Generation Z. No questions asked. It's not about your personal attributes. This is just a way to collect data. ठीक है? It's not very significant. इससे कुछ personal attributes ज़्यादा corrected नहीं होंगे. So the year is what matters. One day OPQ will come. I'm quite happy to grow old actually. Older, I mean. After 2010 disaster. Hi, Dilkeshwar. Eventually everybody gets. Chali, let's go. Ma'am, please include difference between Gestalt, humanistic, existential psychology. Good question. I'm glad you have revised, and that is when you have asked this question. Chali. Because by characteristics, I don't think there's a lot of difference. Always, I'm responding to Gail's question, not this one. So the thing is, I feel that see how different countries age and how different countries progress is very different. अलग-अलग होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. I feel like the kind of exposure somebody in the US has versus somebody in a village in the state where I come from is very different. है ना? अगर आप देखेंगे, we have different communities, we have nomad tribes also. उनके पास अभी भी phones वो use नहीं करते. So it's not as though everybody in the world runs on the same wagon that some progressive or first world, second world countries में run on. Although with regards to overall technology, I think India is quite progressive. ठीक है, बहुत improve हुई है हमारी condition. 90s से लेके अभी तक टेक्नोलॉजी में बहुत इंप्रूवमेंट आई है. Although our professor used to tell us that if you go to Japan and see how technologically advanced it is, it's crazy. Even small countries like Taiwan and stuff. Anyway, all right. तो अलग-अलग जगहों पे it's different. Ma'am, okay. Now Gestalt actually talks about the wholeness of human experience. Okay, conscious human experience में याद रखना है. It talks about wholeness of conscious experience. ये whole experience क्या होता है? Actually, Gestalt was formed as a reaction to a particular school. Can anyone tell me which one? Can anyone tell me? याद रखिए, these are Germans. Germans compete with Germans. आप अपने neighbor से competition रखते हैं, दूसरों से नहीं. Remember, Germans और Americans का competition नहीं होगा. German का competition German के साथ होगा. अब behavioral German कौन है? आप खुद सोचो. वो बोलो मुझे. Very good. It was actually in opposition to structuralism. Main opposition to structuralism and later behaviorism also. If you talk about structuralism, जो पहला स्कूल है हमारा, does it believe in atomist psychology, breaking down everything, even our consciousness? We want to break down to images, sensations, and feelings. Absolutely. In structuralism, we want to break down and we use a reductionist point of view. या paradigm जो यहाँ पे है, rationalistic लेकिन reductionistic है ना? Yes, we'll see exactly in paradigm class. You get a lot more exposure here. Then when I talk about Gestalt psychology, conscious experience हम study कर रहे हैं, but do I want to break it down? No, I say based on Immanuel Kant studies, based on Christian von Ehrenfeld studies, I am now saying कि देखो ह्यूमन एक्सपीरियंस जो होता है वो होल होता है. जब आप अपनी आंखें खोलते हो, आप अपनी सारी एनवायरनमेंट देखते हो, आप ऐसे ट्री एंड प्लांट एंड ये वो नहीं देखोगे. सी व्हेन आई वेक अप इन द मॉर्निंग, इफ इट्स अ गुड डे, इफ द वेदर इज गुड, इफ आई एम फीलिंग नाइस, all of that is combined into one experience, one sensory experience which is going to bring about emotions as well. So can I say I can separate what kind of emotion the morning or waking up in the morning makes me feel versus what I see? Or is it actually one experience where everything is combined? So we talk about holistic conscious experiences, which basically shape our perception. ये हमारी perception को shape करते हैं. और यहाँ पे आपको क्या याद रखना है कि ये जो है ना, यहाँ पे actually it was a precursor to the other schools. Can I say that Gestalt was much less focused on negativity than Freud? Can I say that? It was more, see, when I talk about holistic human behavior, am I automatically saying in opposition to behaviorism and psychoanalysis? Can I say that I am talking about better human potential? Because when I talk about holistic conscious experiences, I'm actually talking about top-down perception. हम top-down perception की बात कर रहे हैं. Top-down कहाँ से आता है? मेरे higher thinking capacity से आता है. Only when I remember something, only when I store my memories, only when I create concepts, can I next time look at something from my previous point of view. So this was actually talking about increased human capacity or higher human thinking, higher order. For the very first time, very indirectly, क्योंकि अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ पे Max Wertheimer has spoken a lot about productive and reproductive thinking. तो Gestalt school हम हमेशा maybe we only look at it through perception, right? It's very important for us to understand there were also theories on learning, insight learning. There were also theories on thinking and decision making, productive and reproductive thinking. तो productive thinking बहुत creativity जैसा है, ठीक है? So this was a precursor to many other things. और जब हम इसको summarize करेंगे, तो ये सारी चीजें हम इसमें रहेंगी. Okay, if you were writing a subjective answer, if you wrote all of that, you would get a good 8 out of 10. Alright, okay, because you can't just look at one side of Gestalt, and that will help you remember better also. Now we talk about humanism. Humanism started with Abraham Maslow saying that humans have potential. Humans are positive beings. अब हम consciously positive emotion पे focus कर रहे हैं. Can I say that? हम growth and development और maximum human potential की बात कर रहे हैं. So here we are talking about maximum human potential, and we are saying that humans are inclined towards growth. Is that true? Of humanism, that humans are inclined, pre-programmed towards growth, even if they have failed in childhood. Can I say that? क्या हम ये कह सकते हैं कि बच्चे को अगर हाँ early life में difficulties भी आई हैं, वो भी excel कर सकता है? Very true. That means present or future oriented, mostly future oriented. Okay. And again, conscious. Now, humanistic school was actually formed in strong opposition to who? Somebody who spoke about unconscious and negativity a lot of the times. Negative and neurotic. Very good. In opposition to Freud. Okay, very good. Because this Abraham Maslow said, when he saw his child for the first time, he felt this peak experience, and he thought these peak experiences would occur again and again and again. And human beings are mostly inclined towards being successful in life, to achieve something in life. They want to, they have the will to, and if they desire, if they are oriented to it, they will do it. Okay, we'll have humanism. Now, do we talk about any data? Do we talk about holistic, or do we talk about reductionist experience? अब किसकी बात करेंगे हम? Reductionism. करेक्ट साक्षी, एब्सोल्युटली। या फिर डू आई टॉक अबाउट होलिस्टिक क्वालिटेटिव एक्सपीरियंस, तो यहाँ पे फिनोमेनोलॉजी या क्वालिटेटिव एक्सपीरियंस होलिस्टिक होगा। वेरी वेरी गुड गाइस, मोस्ट ऑफ यू आर एबल टू आंसर। Holistic qualitative experience is very very good. Then finally we talk about existential school of psychology. आप मार्टिन हाइडेगर की स्टडीज ट्रेस करो, आप कीरगार्ड, सोरेन कीरगार्ड की स्टडीज ट्रेस करो. That is the origin of existential psychology. Again we talk about Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche, right? So what did these philosophers mostly say? What is our true self? When do we find meaning? So if you have to define existential psychology through one word, you will use the word meaning and not positivity. So you see, actually, even though existential psychology is often considered a precursor, मतलब existential psychology established formally बाद में की, लेकिन ये पुरानी है humanistic psychology से, existential psychology, ठीक है? Okay, now it's often called a precursor to humanistic psychology. ठीक है? And then humanistic psychology is known as a precursor to positive psychology. आप देखेंगे यहाँ पे existential psychology में हम अपने पैदा होने का या अपनी existence, अपने जिंदा होने का मकसद ढूंढते हैं कि meaning क्या है, हम क्यों आए हैं दुनिया पे, करना क्या है. So here we are talking about finding meaning in any kind of experience we have. We have the triangle of meaning where we have attitude, creativity and experiences, and we talk about the will to freedom and the will to meaning, and we talk about Dasein and all of that, कि हम सच में exist करते हैं और हम anxiety के साथ कैसे deal करेंगे. Or freedom to meaning, that means I may not have control over things in my life. We clearly admit that maybe happiness is not possible for everybody, but everybody has the potential to find meaning even in their suffering. ठीक है? Okay. And we believe everybody has a healthy core. Everyone has a healthy core. That is why they can recover even from traumatic events. This was given by Rollo May, this healthy core. ये भी पूछते हैं. Good to go? Ankit, I think Ankit's doubt this one. Good to go? True, correct Sachin. Okay, all right, let's go. Now what is gender therapy? Gender therapy is actually not something that we just get. अब सोचो कि हम परेशान हैं because I'm a man and I'm discriminated with, or I'm a woman and I'm discriminated with. Gender therapy is when there is gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria आपको पता है क्या होता है? We feel that we are trapped within the wrong body. Now we said that these people may go for hormone therapy, gender reverse therapy. Okay. Okay. Now, if a person has gender, or if a person goes for gender therapy, they may be going for consultation if they are doubtful about whether their biological sex is the same as the gender that they identify with. मैं आपको एक बार फिर से हिंदी में समझाती हूँ. देखिए, gender जो है ये social construct होता है. आपका sex जो होता है, male या female, वो biologically determined होता है. Sex, biological sex is biologically determined. That depends on the reproductive system we have. Okay, our biology. But the gender we identify with is a social construct. So maybe a man who grew up, but he felt that he was growing up as a woman, trapped in a man's body. So this man may go for a gender therapy. Now, if a woman feels like that, she feels that she's trapped in a woman's body. She really identifies better with the gender of male. Now, if somebody wants or is confused about which gender they fit in, there will be some specific, absolutely, so there will be some specific basically क्या कहते हैं इसको factors or questionnaires also which will evaluate here. ठीक है? तो ये जाते हैं gender therapy के लिए. Now gender dysphoria is something else. Gender dysphoria is किसी ने hormone therapy कराई. Let's say somebody changed their gender from man to woman or from female to male, but they are still unhappy despite gender change, understanding they don't feel okay either being a male or a female. ठीक, ऐसा है. तो gender therapy जिसको doubt होगा, am I really a woman, am I really a man, am I more like a girl, am I more like a boy, तो वो जाएंगे gender therapy के लिए to determine. Okay, and then they may, if like one of you said, if the psychologist, clinical psychologist, or psychiatrist actually has to do an evaluation before these body morphing surgeries or plastic surgeries are done. Is it genetic? Not really. Not really. Okay, although children may observe parents and learn, but not really genetic. Okay, let's go. Oh, all right. Then some of you asked cybernetics. Cybernetics is actually use of extreme, absolutely advanced. Now cybernetics is actually extreme use of machinery and basically advancement of technology to replace organs. आपने देखा है ऐसे वीडियोस बनते हैं कि first time child is walking. Okay, let's say a specially able child is able to walk on 2 feet or 2 legs for the first time because there's a robotic structure जो उनको basically support कर रहा है. Skeletal system सही नहीं है तो कुछ robotic structure machinery बनाई है जो उनको support करता है. So that is actually cybernetics, creating tools or creating machines that can work together with our nervous system, which is really really cool. Okay, so you will see that people will not, we can't call them fake arms, basically robotic arms, robotic legs. They are much more advanced than previously how people used to have a stalk and walk and basically or support that they have to drag and walk. It's not like that anymore. Of course, these are quite expensive, but this is extreme use of technology for a good cause. Yes. ठीक है, तो हमारे ब्रेन के साथ, हमारे दिमाग के साथ कोऑर्डिनेट करके नर्वस सिस्टम के जैसे कनेक्शंस बनाए जाते हैं टेक्नोलॉजी को इस्तेमाल करके, ताकि प्रोस्थेटिक्स, लेकिन बहुत एडवांस प्रोस्थेटिक्स. अब सोचो किसी की somebody fought a war, उनकी एक लिम्ब, आर्म या लेग चली गई है डायबिटीज की वजह से या कुछ और डिसऑर्डर की वजह से, तो वो रिप्लेस की जा सकती है, लेकिन वो मशीन होगी, वो पार्ट जो है वो मशीन का बना होगा, लेकिन बहुत एफिशिएंट होता है, बहुत एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी होती है. ओके, कूल, दैट्स बेसिकली साइबरनेटिक्स. चलिए, all right, wonderful. Now one of you said online disinhibition. I want to do it again. Now first of all, let's try to understand what is online disinhibition. Disinhibition को अगर आप हिंदी में समझना चाहें, basically जो हमारी शर्म हया होता है ना, वो नहीं देखते हैं आप online. See, in private conversations, I know very crude. That's as much as Hindi or Urdu I know. So please bear with it. Disinhibition basically means to lose all apprehensions, right? In English, how would we describe it? To lose all apprehensions. When you lose all, see, now when we go to a new environment, not online, face to face, physical environment, do you think we'll get a little apprehensive, especially if we're going to an interview where there's older people who are going to constantly evaluate us? आप सोचो आप इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो, तो आप clearly apprehensive होंगे, या नए क्लास आपने कुछ नया क्लास ज्वाइन किया है, when the professor is new, the students are new, you don't know anyone, clearly you're going to be apprehensive. But online, that's not the case. Absolutely. Online क्या होता है? People suddenly get a lot of guts. Is that in tune with their original personality? Is it in tune with their regular personality? तो इसको हम uncharacteristic कहेंगे. Taking example of somebody who had made some offensive comment about a cricketer's child or something, turned out that person was a very well educated person. Would he go up to that? Would he go up to that person and say something bad? उनको जाके बोलते नहीं बोलते, बोलने की हिम्मत नहीं करते. Posted something like that online. And he was from quite a nice, normal, like any Indian household. He was from a normal family, so like that, right? तो uncharacteristic, लेकिन behavior क्यों दिखाते हैं online? Why is it that sometimes, especially if it's the opposite team, I don't know if you ever done this, I don't remember if I've ever done this, बचपन से भी फेक अकाउंट बना के किसी को सताना या कुछ, या opposite team है जो जीत गई, हमने सोचो वो मैच हारा. Back then in our time used to be Rafael Nadal versus Roger Federer, fans would constantly fight each other and abuse each other on Facebook, you losers and this and that, and basically creating a fake account so that nobody can face you. It's also a part of online disinhibition, because real life में आप बैठ के वो नहीं करेंगे, आप real life में बैठ के नहीं करेंगे. Now, why does this happen? First of all, does it happen due to de-individuation, that you don't feel responsible and therefore you don't feel like a responsible adult? आप acknowledge नहीं करते हैं अपनी responsibility because you don't feel you are who is being represented online. That can just be some character. I can name it ABC, like somebody was saying, angel this, angel that, attitude boy, 1, 2, 3, something. Right? Anything I can name, and then I can post de-individuation. वो मैं नहीं हूँ, it's just some random person, right? So what are its dimensions? इसमें ये de-individuation जो होती है, जो हम basically अपने आप के जैसे behave नहीं करते हैं, ऐसा करते हैं. Why do we? See, because do we feel responsible? Do we feel traceable? Do we feel that easily हमें कोई भी ढूंढ लेगा ऐसे? No, otherwise we would not post. Now let's see what is happening here. So dissociative anonymity. Dissociative anonymity first of all means कि मैं anonymous हूँ. Dissociative means that I can put up anybody's picture and I can pretend to be someone else. Dissociative disorder में क्या होता है? हम इसी वक्त कोई particular personality होते हैं, उसके बाद नाम भी change, सब कुछ change, सब बदल जाता है. Likewise, are we not showing? Right? I'm not talking about us as in us जो करते हैं उनके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? So suddenly आप देखोगे कि good kid who listens to everything parents say and all that, but the moment they go online, keyboard warrior, हाँ? So keyboard warrior, potato warrior, this warrior, that warrior, basically dissociative anonymity, as in अपने आप को खुद की तरह represent कर रहे हैं, किसी और की personality assume कर रहे हैं, कोई और नाम ले रहे हैं, and ऐसे anonymity, they feel anonymous, not identified, could be anybody. Okay, alright, like that, right? Then invisibility. It was thunder out. Alright, okay, fine. Now, invisibility. This is about how we respond or how we interact online. Pikachu nowadays. Now you see, we are not seen by other people. A lot of people will also put up profile pictures which are not them, right? A lot of people will engage in chat rooms and this and that and put up profile pictures which is not them. A lot of people may also pose as someone else. As in जो information हमें मिलती है, वो genuine हमेशा नहीं होती है, या एक invisibility का cloak हमें मिलता है. Okay? In the sense, I can post a smiley and be crying, or I can say so sad to know that you got sick, but on the inside I may be saying nice happened to you. Possible? Possible? Face-to-face communication में नहीं छुपाया जाता है ना. In face-to-face communication, if I'm happy, it shows. If I'm sad, it shows. But in online communication, there is invisibility. Sometimes we send messages to friends saying, "Congratulations, I'm so happy for you," even though we may have missed out on the same thing and we may have tears streaming down our face, even though we don't wish them well. The thing about online, the thing about online communication is invisibility. है. So we don't always have to be our true self. Absolutely. Now, asynchronity. Me for MPhil. Don't worry. आपका number भी आएगा. You will also get. I believe, right? As long as you stay consistent, you can do it. So good, you cracked net. Smiley, smiley. ये दिखता ये है लेकिन होता ये है. Because we feel pain as well. We feel pain, right? And we lose out on something. Envy, jealousy, these are might be considered unacceptable and taboo. They're very, very real emotions, and it's best to acknowledge emotions when they are present. It's okay. You're human. Hanji, you're not a Greek god or anything. Even Greek gods made mistakes. It's okay. It's okay. As long as your emotions are genuine and you accept them and you acknowledge them and you don't hurt anybody. Okay. All right. उसके बाद asynchronity. Synchronity means continuousness, and it's okay. Can you be happy for someone else and be sad for yourself at the same time? I think again cultures and societies promote कि because you are happy for another person, you should not look sad. आपकी happiness उनके लिए उतनी ही genuine है जितनी अपने लिए sadness है. It's completely fine. It's completely fine. That doesn't make you a bad person. Your emotions क्या सिखाया जाता है बचपन से, अपने emotions को suppress करो, हमेशा happy face दिखाओ. No, that throws us more and more into the trap of utter sadness and miserability because we are not able to be our true self. Anyway, philosophies aside, asynchronity क्या होती है? देखिए, synchronity means continuousness. Now, see, if I react or if I scream at you, say you're such a horrible friend, you never did anything for me and all of that, then after that, my friend will also react, no, saying, you think you're such a good friend? You were never there for me. How do you expect me to be there for you all the time? Do I have no job? Do I have nothing to do? Do I not have responsibilities? Immediately आपको reaction मिलेगी, है ना? जब आप किसी पे गुस्सा करते हैं, किसी को कोई अच्छी बात कहते हैं, कुछ भी करें, आपको immediately reaction मिलेगी face to face communication में, या अगर आप Zoom call पे हो या वैसा कुछ, immediately आपको communication मिलेगी. Then if you talk about instant messengers, if you talk about Gmail or discussion forums, when I post a comment on a discussion forum, Reddit या आप ऐसी चीजें, MySpace, Reddit पुराने ज़माने का, और discussion forums. When I communication में, या अगर आप Zoom call पे हो या वैसा कुछ, immediately आपको communication मिलेगी. Then if you talk about instant messengers, if you talk about Gmail or discussion forums, when I post a comment, when I post a comment on a discussion forum, Reddit या आप ऐसी चीजें, MySpace, Reddit, पुराने जमाने का, और quote या Facebook, I can post anything. Do I have to bear the brunt of it? I can also deactivate my account or never touch that account again. मतलब communication में gap है या immediate feedback मिलेगा? Immediate feedback मिलेगा? No, no, no. I control. If I, a lot of people will send bad messages and then either delete and block the other person's number or remove the SIM and stuff like that. All sorts of shady things. Basically, क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि asynchronity है. सामने नहीं कहेंगे. A lot of people will sort of end relationships on the message and then block the other person. That's also emotional hit and run इसको कहते हैं. That's the worst kind of thing to do to someone. इसको इमोशनल हिट एंड रन कहते हैं, या मिलेनियल्स में कॉमन टर्म है बूस्टिंग. मैसेज करना है, उसके बाद कभी रिस्पॉन्ड ही नहीं करना. सीन, लीविंग थिंग्स ऑन सीन. हाँ, ओके, ऑलराइट. देन वी टॉक अबाउट सॉलिपसिस्टिक इंट्रोजेक्शन. right, now invisibility. This is about how we respond or how we interact online. Pikachu nowadays. Now you see, we are not seen by other people. A lot of people will also put up profile pictures which are not them, right? A lot of people will engage in chat rooms and this and that and put up profile pictures which is not them. A lot of people may also pose as someone else. As in जो information हमें मिलती है वो genuine हमेशा नहीं होती है या एक invisibility का cloak हमें मिलता है. Okay? In the sense, I can post a smiley and be crying, or I can say so sad to know that you got sick, but on the inside I may be saying nice happened to you. Possible? Possible? Face to face communication में नहीं छुपाया जाता है ना. In face to face communication, if I'm happy it shows, if I'm sad it shows, but in online communication there is invisibility. Sometimes we send messages to friends saying congratulations, I'm so happy for you, even though we may have missed out on the same thing and we may have tears streaming down our face, even though we don't wish them well. The thing about online, the thing about online communication is invisibility है. So we don't always have to be our true self. Absolutely. Now asynchronity, me for MPhil. Don't worry, आपका number भी आएगा, you will also get. I believe, right? As long as you stay consistent, you can do it. So good, you cracked net. Smiley, smiley. ये दिखता ये है लेकिन होता ये है. Because we feel pain as well. We feel pain, right? When we lose out on something. Envy, jealousy, these are might be considered unacceptable and taboo. They're very, very real emotions, and it's best to acknowledge emotions when they are present. It's okay. You're human. Hanji, you're not a Greek god or anything. Even Greek gods made mistakes. It's okay. It's okay. As long as your emotions are genuine and you accept them and you acknowledge them, and you don't hurt anybody. Okay. All right. उसके बाद asynchronity. Synchronity means continuousness, and it's okay. Can you be happy for someone else and be sad for yourself at the same time? I think again cultures and societies promote कि because you are happy for another person, you should not look sad. आपकी happiness उनके लिए उतनी ही genuine है जितनी अपने लिए sadness है. It's completely fine. It's completely fine. That doesn't make you a bad person. Your emotions क्या सिखाया जाता है बचपन से अपने emotions को suppress करो, हमेशा happy face दिखाओ. No, that throws us more and more into the trap of utter sadness and miserability because we are not able to be our true self. Anyway, philosophies aside, asynchronity क्या होती है? देखिए, synchronity means continuousness. Now, see, if I react or if I scream at you, say you're such a horrible friend, you never did anything for me and all of that. Then after that, my friend also react, no, saying, you think you're such a good friend? You were never there for me. How do you expect me to be there for you all the time? Do I have no job? Do I have nothing to do? Do I not have responsibilities? Immediately आपको reaction मिलेगी, है ना? जब आप किसी पे गुस्सा करते हैं, किसी को कोई अच्छी बात कहते हैं, कुछ भी करें, आपको immediately reaction मिलेगी face to face communication में, या अगर आप Zoom call पे हो या वैसा कुछ, immediately आपको communication मिलेगी. Then if you talk about instant messengers, if you talk about Gmail or discussion forums, when I post a comment on a discussion forum, Reddit या आप ऐसी चीजें MySpace, Reddit पुराने जमाने का Orkut या Facebook, I can post anything. Do I have to bear the brunt of it? I can also deactivate my account or never touch that account again. मतलब communication में gap है या immediate feedback मिलेगा? Immediate feedback मिलेगा? No. I control. If a lot of people will send bad messages and then either delete and block the other person's number or remove the SIM and stuff like that. All sorts of shady things. Basically, क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि asynchronity है. सामने नहीं कहेंगे. A lot of people will sort of end relationships on the message and then block the other person. That's also emotional hit and run इसको कहते हैं. That's the worst kind of thing to do to someone. इसको emotional hit and run कहते हैं. या millennials में common term है ghosting. Message करना है उसके बाद कभी respond ही नहीं करना. Scene, leaving things on scene. हाँ. Okay. Alright. Then we talk about solipsistic introjection. I'm sad though, but I really like the term. It actually correctly represents solipsistic introjection. What is an introjection? Now, a lot of times in Gen Z, even after 2010 disaster, do this. 2010 में क्या हुआ? What happened in 2010? Arman, you hate it so much. Solipsistic introjection basically means that I give voices to people. आप सोचो गेमिंग या ऑनलाइन फोरम है, वहां पे आप गेमिंग बहुत लोगों के साथ करते हो जिनको आप जानते नहीं हो, जिनकी आपने आवाज कभी नहीं सुनी है. वर्ड ऑफ वॉरक्राफ्ट, पुराने जमाने में कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी एंड दिस एंड दैट. हाँ, for those of you who have played. Now, PUBG के जमाने से बहुत पहले, long before PUBG, I know people actually talk on the phone. They are able to use their voice, right? So the thing is, a lot of people who we don't know, we may play games within Candy Crush and all that. So if they put a certain profile picture, I try to think what kind of voice they may have. हम इनको character की तरह अपने दिमाग में understand करते हैं. That they must have a sweet personality depending on the kind of profile picture they have, or they must be somebody really grumpy if their profile picture looks very serious and like this. Okay, तो हम इनको आवाजें भी assign करते हैं. You will see when you send in doubts, I automatically use different voices to read it because that in my head automatically is if this person has sent it, it is so and so voice. तो हम basically जैसे internal dialogue चल रहा है वैसे हम characters की तरह लोगों को अलग-अलग आवाजें देते हैं. Just like movies do this and stuff. That is solipsistic introjection. Okay, all right. Internalizing other people's personality and soliloquy or basically monologue. हम उनके comments read करके जैसे खुद से ही बात कर रहे हैं. Okay, all right. उसके बाद dissociative imagination. हम ज्यादा hurt क्यों करना चाहते हैं? अगर आप देखेंगे, if you actually look back at your behavior, life में you must have had at least one verbal argument. Life में आपने एक argument तो की होगी ना? एक तो की होगी. हाँ. तो किसके साथ आप डेली ऐसे किया है? Now, sometimes when we get angry, do we actually just try to win the argument? हम कुछ भी कहते हैं बस to win the argument and to make the other person keep quiet. Sometimes when we are a little out of control. Now, okay. ऑनलाइन कम्युनिकेशन आप अगर देखेंगे ट्रोल्स भी जो होते हैं वो पर्सनल अटैक करना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. दे जस्ट वांट टू शट यू अप, दे जस्ट वांट टू शट अस अप, दे डोंट केयर. Correct, Gail. They don't care because they think it's just a game. When we are very angry, we treat arguments like a game as well, which we have to win. So dissociative imagination में हम सोचते हैं कैसे भी ये real नहीं है. This gaming and all that I'm doing, or these online forums are not real. So this is just a game. It's just something where I play and I need to win every single argument. So I say, you loser, you like this party, I like that party, you like this team, I like that team. They're useless, you're useless. I will start saying. You'll see very common in online. I like this YouTuber, you like that YouTuber. Oh, what a useless video and things like that. Just to feel like we are winning something. Just to feel like we are winning. Okay, all right, ठीक है. Absolutely. Random statistics, random numbers to validate anything and everything just to win the argument. That is why we say dissociative game, या dissociative imagination. Okay, हम सोचते हैं कि हमारे दिमाग में ये तो बस एक गेम है, कौन hurt होगा? What's the big deal if I say this and that? Lastly, we don't understand authority. क्योंकि hierarchies, आप बताइए, classroom में hierarchy है, teacher students के बीच में hierarchy है. Is there a certain amount of control which I hold in the class compared to a student? I get to start the class, I get to end the class, I get to tell a learner what to do. तो थोड़ी सी difference है at least. The thing is, if this was a physical classroom, never would anybody talk between teaching. Never. I'm telling you. I've seen the worst kind of behaved, classmates and all. Never will anybody talk when a teacher is teaching in the physical classroom. Never will anybody use informal comments. Sorry, ma'am. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. मैं बस आपको एक example दे रही हूँ, ठीक है? Light heartedly समझ लो, and that's okay. The thing is, यहाँ पे control भी नहीं होता है. I understand from the student's point of view also. When you log in and when you have a phone and when you know that when generally with your friends you text really fast and you're like, let me put in my comment before I forget it. ठीक है? तो ऐसे होता है. I understand also. I don't always think sometimes it's too much to manage. Okay, Meenakshi, मैं हिंदी में एक बार आपके लिए explain करूँगी. Minimization of authority is when we start posting on Elon Musk's account saying, "You loser, how could you tell me to buy Dogecoin and this and that? Now it's down again." We don't think Elon Musk का और हम का. We don't think. Or Trump, people were really abusing Trump after he said he don't get vaccines and stuff. People started attacking him like nobody's business. Okay. Correct, Harshmita. True, Ankit. People may do that. I've seen people message Netflix, "You losers, you have no, you, what is this? You're a fraud and this and that." Also, no one will ask, "Ma'am, आपका Netflix number क्या था?" They ask everything. But I feel like now it's a lot better. That was a good 1.5 years ago, Shavlina. I feel like etiquette थोड़ी awareness थोड़ी बढ़ रही है. Absolutely, ठीक है. Solipsistic introjection. मैं आपको एक बार हिंदी में समझाने की कोशिश करती हूँ. आप जब लोगों के कमेंट्स पढ़ते हैं अभी क्लासरूम में, क्या आप लोगों की आवाज सुन सकते हैं, मीनाक्षी? नहीं ना, नहीं सुन सकते. अब ये तो फॉर्मल एनवायरनमेंट है, तो ये आपको पक्का पता है कि ये एक्चुअल सच में लोग हैं जिन्होंने सब्सक्रिप्शन लेके यहाँ पे पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. लेकिन अगर ये ऑनलाइन फोरम होता और मैं ऐसे ही टॉपिक रैंडम टॉपिक पे बात कर रही होती और ये यूट्यूब वीडियो होता, तो वहाँ पे नीचे बहुत सारे लोग कमेंट लिखते हैं. कई लोग एंग्री कमेंट लिखते हैं, क्यों बनाया वीडियो, बेकार का वीडियो. कई लोग लिखते हैं मेरी तो लाइफ चेंज हो गई आपके वीडियो से, है ना. तो हम क्या करते हैं, हम वो सुन के उनको अलग अलग आवाजों में पढ़ते हैं खुद ही, प्रोफाइल पिक्चर से रिलेट करके. क्यों? हम एक्चुअली समझते हैं कि ये अलग अलग कैरेक्टर्स की तरह होते हैं. जैसे मूवी में कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं ना, हम ऑटोमेटिकली उनको अलग अलग फीचर्स एट्रीब्यूट्स दे देते हैं. अब सोचो हमारे पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मिलता है तो हम सोचेंगे हाँ कितना अच्छा इंसान होगा ये, जिसे अप्रिशिएट किया है, मुझे भी तो वीडियो अच्छा लगा, ऐसे समझ रहे हैं. तो हम लोगों को ऑनलाइन फोरम्स में कैरेक्टर्स की तरह समझते हैं. जब हम उनके कमेंट्स पढ़ते हैं तो हम अलग अलग आवाजों में पढ़ते हैं. लड़की का कमेंट है तो थोड़ी फेमिनिन आवाज में पढ़ेंगे, लड़के का कमेंट है, छोटे बच्चे का कमेंट है तो अलग तरह से पढ़ेंगे. ओके, जस्ट लाइक दैट. I can understand such. I can understand. Okay, all right, let's go. Good to go now. Up clear है? Hopefully now clear. Chaliye, wonderful. Now, negative piece. What is negative piece? And what is even the point of negative piece? So remember that negative. What are we doing? We are taking away momentary unpleasant feelings. या आप ऐसे समझो negative piece को कि जो momentary negative feelings हो रही हैं, हम इसको बंद कराना चाहते हैं. Momentary. अगर momentary हम remove करेंगे, तो जो बड़ी problem है इसकी underlying cause जो है, वो रहेगा जो underlying cause है. ये हम देखेंगे कैसे. Today we'll talk in terms of domestic violence. Okay, all right. ठीक है. What was I saying? हाँ. Temporary. Okay, all right. Correct. Okay. Current state of relationship is conflictual. आप सोचो, आपने अगर कभी नहीं देखा है तो you must have seen in movies where either of the parents consumes a lot of alcohol, typical case, or is an addict, or is violent and hits the other person. Okay. Or two people who are in a very turbulent relationship or turbulent marriage where they constantly keep fighting. Okay. Let's say they have hit each other in the past. Marriage जो है इसमें conflict बहुत है. Maybe one is harassing another person for not making enough money. Maybe another person is harassing the spouse for not getting enough dowry. Maybe they're harassing each other because somebody cheated. Anything is possible. Okay. You have your आपकी imagination आप use करो उसके लिए. लेकिन यहाँ हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं कि conflict मतलब लड़ाइयाँ होती रहती हैं. Marriage की बात हम कर रहे हैं. किसी भी example आप ले सकते हो. ठीक है. Let's say a turbulent मैरिज. ठीक है. मैरिज जिसमें बहुत अनरेस्ट है, दो लोग बिल्कुल एक दूसरे को पसंद नहीं करते हैं. अल्टीमेटली इसमें क्या होना है, अगर दोनों की वायलेंट टेंडेंसीज हैं, मतलब दोनों में से दोनों भी लड़ाई कर सकते हैं एंड दे कैन हिट पीपल, दे आर केपेबल, दे आर वायलेंट. तो क्या होगा अल्टीमेटली यहाँ पे आप वायलेंस देखेंगे, स्पेशली जब आप देखेंगे कि थिंग्स लाइक ड्रग एडिक्शन, अल्कोहल, वेरी वेरी कॉमन. ओके, एब्सोल्युटली डेली फाइट. तो ये वायलेंस होगी. ओके. हाँ जी. ओके. सो द मैन मे हिट द वुमन मे हिट द मैन. लेट्स ट्राई टू स्टे न्यूट्रल हियर. कुछ भी हो सकता है. नेबर्स अगर आप देखेंगे या जो घर वाले होते हैं क्या कहते हैं जनरली, टिपिकल. मैं यहाँ पे अब स्टीरियोटिपिकल केस मुझे बताओ क्या कहते हैं. इट्स ओके, लाइक सुलह कर लो, इट्स ओके, फॉरगेट अबाउट इट, मूव ऑन, भूल जाओ और मूव ऑन करो या बंद करो. डोंट हिट ईच अदर. बच्चे क्या कहेंगे, राइट? मोस्ट पीपल इन दिस केस विल से स्टॉप फाइटिंग. एब्सोल्युटली एडजस्ट कर लो. Stop fighting. What will the kids say? Now they may stop fighting at that moment. They may even say sorry to one another, just like you say sorry to your sibling only when your parent is watching. हाँ, then revenge time comes later. हाँ जी. तो आप देखेंगे stop fighting, adjust कर लो, अब दूसरी बार से नहीं fight करना. हाँ, okay. Do you think any problems are resolved if the person is an alcoholic? They're still an alcoholic. If they're violent, they're still violent. What changes? Nothing changes. So you see post violence 2-3 दिन एक दूसरे को sorry कहेंगे. The man might say sorry to the woman if it's an abuser. The woman might say sorry if she was the one harassing. उसके बाद absolutely. उसके बाद 2-3-4 दिन, let's say 2 weeks. My neighbor fight over bricks, then each other. Oh my God. Then both are in the same hospital. Oh my God. Absolutely. तो ये 2 हफ्तों के लिए बंद होगा. It will stop for a week or 2. What after that? Problem is not solved. Underlying problem जो है इसका actually root cause जो है वो नहीं गया है, वो अभी भी है. तो ये वैसा ही है जैसे if you see with this Israel and Palestine, they attack each other. वो truce जो होता है क्या होता है? Truce is basically peace. बंद करो अब, फायरिंग बंद करो, क्रॉस फायरिंग बंद करो. It stops. Ceasefire. Does ceasefire mean permanent peace? Temporary peace है ना वो ceasefire. थोड़ा सा relief. Again they start. Again there is no solution. That is negative peace. थोड़ी देर के लिए अब हाँ you will be calm. Again same thing. So here also after 2 weeks what will happen? Violence will occur again. Right? That's because underlying root cause was not addressed. Okay. Now, can we say that negative peace is peace without justice? Momentary peace, लेकिन जो actually जिसको इंसाफ हम कहते हैं वो नहीं मिल रहा है. We are just saying जैसे parents कभी आप कुछ अगर बचपन का याद है आपको कि you show bad behavior. We were 3 siblings. all 3 will get scoldings. And then parents will say okay don't go again. Whose mistake? typical Indian parents. Somebody makes a mistake, everybody gets scolded and then everybody later will be given chocolates also. Absolutely. तो peace without justice वो कल फिर से वही repeat होता है. Like that only. हाँ. चलिए, all right. Let's go. All right. Or older, yeah. A lot of times I used to just blame my brother and get away with that. Younger siblings don't have to. Don't have to deal with so much. All right, okay. Now let's talk about poverty and decision making. Poverty हमारी decision making, no no ma'am मुझे भी क्या little वाले ज़्यादा torture होते हैं. Sachin, there is only you. So for all the love, so for all of the scoldings also, there is only you. अरे poverty and decision making मैं आपके लिए थोड़ा simplify कर देती हूँ, ठीक है? Poverty and decision making. देखिए, पहली बात तो है time discounting. Time discounting risk aversion से अलग है, okay? Now, when I say time discounting, can I say कि foresight, lack of foresight into the future? क्योंकि future नहीं पता है होगा नहीं होगा. Here, when I talk about time discounting, I'm actually saying I don't know if I have a future or not. So why should I think about the future? Why invest in the future if I don't have a future? So this also affects decisions. See, if a laborer would educate their child, maybe if they got a job in an MNC, even just a basic job, their life would drastically improve because they would have stable income. Right? At least if they clear a 12th grade exam, 15th grade exam, at least they will get a job which makes around 20-30,000 per month. For them, it's a huge shift. But they don't invest क्योंकि ये future के बारे में नहीं सोच पाते हैं. They discount their time. जैसे कल किसने देखा है? So the communities that we used to work in, this woman had married a man who used to beat her up. So my sister asked her, why did you marry him? Turns out they had eloped, they had run away together. And then she said, क्या madam, क्या teacher, 4 दिन की जिंदगी है, इतना क्या सोचना है? So she knew he was an abuser. It was like, never mind. So anyway, the time discounting. क्या सोचना है? किसको पता लाइफ है कि नहीं है? Okay, all right. चलो. Then this can also affect this can also affect the way we make decisions. Okay. Now, risk aversion या तो ये increase कर सकता है poverty का effect. ऐसा ही बोलते हैं, correct. अब action करने के बाद what else will she say? But to me it's just no, it's just very hard to understand. But okay, again, it's a lot of the result is of conditioning also. There a lot of people are raised like that, and their socio-economic status has a huge role to play over there as well. I developed understanding of those things only when I worked at the grassroots level. आपकी ideology उतनी ही grow करेगी जितना आपको allow किया जाएगा grow करने के लिए. अगर आपको वो कभी environment ही नहीं मिली grow करेगी. Bound to be narrow-minded because that's the only word you know, right? So let's judge it. Little bit of fun if you mention it without the name and all. But okay, anyway, चलिए. See, easy for me to say since I've had freedom. I don't know another person's situation, so I should not judge. Oh, all right. So what was I saying here? Decision making में risk aversion होता है. Now risk aversion actually risk लेना है या risk से दूर रहना है? Dora the explorer is best. Risk aversion का मतलब is staying away from risk. Now, if risk aversion decreases, does that mean chances of taking risk increase? Okay, all right. Now, if risk aversion increases, that means chances of taking risk decrease. Okay, अगर आप ये समझ गए तो ओके, अगर आप ये समझ गए तो रिस्क एवर्जन, रिस्क से दूर रहने की टेंडेंसी बढ़ जाती है, तो रिस्क लेने के चांसेस कम हो जाते हैं. रिस्क से दूर रहने की टेंडेंसी कम हो जाती है, मतलब रिस्क लेने के चांसेस बढ़ जाते हैं. ओके, लाइक दैट. नाउ एग्जैक्टली हाउ वी गोइंग टू व्यू दिस? यू सी व्हाट हैपेंस इज यू कैन सॉर्ट ऑफ कनेक्ट टाइम डिस्काउंटिंग टू इंक्रीज रिस्क एवर्जन, बट वी डोंट कनेक्ट इट, ज्यादा नहीं करेंगे. तो पहले देखेंगे कि इफ देयर इज एन इंक्रीज इन रिस्क टेकिंग बिहेवियर और रिडक्शन, व्हाई एम आई राइटिंग प्लस प्लस, हम माइनस माइनस समझिए. If there is a reduction in risk aversion, this person may think I have only today, बस मेरी लाइफ आज है, चाहे शराब पियो सारे पैसों से, do drugs with it, smoke with it, do risk taking behavior, what does it matter? कैसे भी मेरा कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Okay, taking risk, theft and all of that. Theft, right? Stealing, drinking, smoking, risk taking behaviors में involve होना, क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि कल तो कैसे भी मेरे पास नहीं है. No matter what I do, it doesn't matter. So I may engage in physical fights also. Life का कुछ value नहीं है, क्योंकि I don't know if I will live or not, right? So this is decrease or reduction of risk aversion. Risk aversion कम हो रहा है यहाँ पे. That means chances of taking risk, risk लेने के chances बढ़ रहे हैं. Then here if we talk about increase in risk aversion, ये किसकी वजह से? poverty की ही वजह से दोनों चीजें हो रही हैं. Both things are due to poverty. Both things can happen. Both are possible as a consequence of poverty. Now, if I have no money, now somebody is stricken by poverty, has no liquidation, मतलब no cash, no savings, then will this person not think 100 times before taking a risk? जैसे बच्चे की एजुकेशन में इन्वेस्ट करना, जैसे हम टाइम डिस्काउंटिंग में भी देखते हैं. So due to not having any money, they may not be able to think of future, they may not be able to take a risk. So avoid spending at all cost. Avoid spending and taking risk. Okay, again ये अच्छा डिसीजन है यहाँ पे रिस्क अवॉइड करना, जैसे बच्चे की एजुकेशन में इन्वेस्ट करना, जैसे हमने कल डिस्कस किया कि see investing in a child's education is also a little bit of risk. So this person might say, better I get my 15-year-old daughter married than to get her educated. Who knows what she will get if she gets educated? At least I get her married right now and get done with it. Like that. Okay, I don't want to take a risk. कल क्या होगा किसने देखा है? Who knows what will happen? So I better finish off things, finish off my job or responsibilities, and I better not spend anything. It's quite sad. All of this is quite sad. ये देखो आप, और क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि ये poverty की वजह से हो रहा है. This is more situational than dispositional. It's clearly situational. Okay, चलिए, great, let's wonderful. Next, what do we have? The inspired self is a level above all danger of falling back down to the gross level of functioning. क्या inspired self danger से बाहर है? No. You see, we have the commanding or the tyrant self. We have the commanding self. Very good, Ankit. After that, we have the regretful self. उसके बाद we have the inspired self. Inspired self may again become regretful self. After inspired self, what do we have? Then we have the secure or the serene self. ये safe है. Inspired self is not safe. Not safe. Therefore, A is false and R is true. Very good. Then the nafs is the ego which functions at the gross level sometimes. Reason says the self or ego in Sufism is a continuum which can function from the basic commanding self to the highest pure self. Okay, basically both statements are saying the same thing if you look at it. Both statements are saying the same thing, so they are not explaining one another. Okay, यहाँ पे reason होना चाहिए कि देखो this is different from Freud's ego, where actually since a person has its basic instincts, that is why the nux can function at the basic level, and then if it gets rid or controls those instincts, then it can function at a higher level. तो दोनों चीजें actually बस एक दूसरे को like same thing is being said in both statements. Reason is not explaining assertion. ऑलराइट देन सोशल डोमिनेंस आपको हिंदी में चाहिए, ये किसने आई थिंक आप में से एक ने या दो ने रिक्वेस्ट किया था, तो मैं ये आपको हिंदी में बताती हूँ, एक बार मैं समराइज करके आपको बोल दूंगी, ठीक है, मैं ये सोशल डोमिनेंस आपको समराइज करके दूंगी, ठीक है ना। तो देखिए सोशल डोमिनेंस का मतलब है कि कोई सोशल ग्रुप होता है जो दूसरे ग्रुप्स को डोमिनेट करता है। अगर आप किसी भी मुल्क में किसी भी कंट्री में देखेंगे तो एक ग्रुप होता है लोगों का जिनको हम इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट कहते हैं, कॉर्पोरेट जायंट्स कहते हैं। मतलब ये 10 20 30 40 लोग होते हैं जो सबसे ज्यादा पावरफुल होते हैं कंट्री में, ब्यूरोक्रेट से भी ज्यादा, मिनिस्टर्स से भी ज्यादा, हर कंट्री में। इन्हीं की सारी न्यूज चैनल्स होती हैं, इन्हीं के सारे एंटरटेनमेंट चैनल्स होते हैं, इन्हीं के सारे बिजनेसेस होते हैं। अगर आप देखेंगे आई थिंक दिस वाज लॉन्ग बैक, नॉट सेलिब्रिटीज, इट्स देयर अक्रॉस कंट्रीज। सो इन यूएस इफ यू सी मार्वल जो है वो किसका है, डिज्नी का है, एबीसी न्यूज जो है वो भी, एंड देन देयर इज अनदर न्यूज, फॉक्स न्यूज जो है वो एक मिनिस्टर की है, उसके और सारी कंपनीज भी हैं। तो वॉलमार्ट किसका है, मोस्ट बिजनेसेस आर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड बिटवीन 10 to 15 पावरफुल पीपल। मतलब ये जो 10 या 15 लोग हैं वहां पे इंपॉर्टेंट लोग, वही कंट्री के सारे बिजनेसेस ओन करते हैं। अगर आप देखेंगे इल्यूमिनाटी और कॉन्स्पिरेसी थ्योरीज, आपने कभी शैम्पू के पीछे चेक किया है यूनिलीवर का होता है, आपने कभी लॉरियल के पीछे देखा है, लॉरियल ही गार्नियर को भी ओन करता है, कभी देखा है आपने? एक्चुअली दो कंपीटिंग ब्रांड्स हैं एंड उन सबको वाईएसएल हाई एंड ब्रांड को भी लॉरियल ही ओन करता है। तो बहुत सारे ब्रांड्स आर ओन्ड बाय वन सिंगल पर्सन, अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स। इफ यू सी देयर आर जस्ट 10 15 20 ग्लोबल जायंट्स हु ओन एवरीथिंग। ओके, तो क्या ये सही है कि सारा पावर 10 20 30 लोगों के पास है, और अगर ये 30 लोग चाहे तो पूरी जैसे यूएसए है, इन्हीं 10 30 लोगों पे डिपेंड करता है। तो क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि पॉलिसी जो बनती है वो एक्चुअली इन्हीं के फेवर में बनती है? आप देखेंगे कोई भी कंट्री देख लो, कॉर्पोरेट्स पे सबसे कम टैक्स होता है, बट नॉट फॉर द पुअर। इवन इन यूएसए इफ यू सी, जेफ बेजोस डजंट पे एनीथिंग इन इनकम टैक्सेस, इलॉन मस्क डजंट पे एनीथिंग इन इनकम टैक्सेस। वो सबसे अमीर हैं, उनको टैक्स ना पे करने की क्या मतलब, एग्जेम्पशन क्यों उनको देना? स्पेन में स्पोर्ट्समैन जो सबसे अमीर होते हैं वहां पे, फुटबॉलर्स, उनको टैक्स नहीं, उनसे टैक्स नहीं लिया जाता है। तो ऐसा है बेसिकली। तो हम अब बताइए आप मुझे हिंदी स्टूडेंट्स, क्या ये सिस्टम क्रिएट किया गया है और क्या ये एक सिस्टम है जो ये इनइक्वालिटी सपोर्ट करता है कि थोड़े लोग डोमिनेट करें दूसरे लोगों को? क्या आपको लगता है कि इसका कुछ सपोर्ट सिस्टम है जो इसको सस्टेन करने में हेल्प करता है? करेक्ट अरमान, समझ रहे हैं आप? हाँ जी, तो इसको मेंटेन करने में क्या हेल्प हो रही है, और ये जो डोमिनेंस है यहाँ कहाँ कहाँ देखते हैं? हाँ जी, तो देखिए एज सिस्टम पहला यहाँ पे इनइक्वालिटी का हिस्सा है। अगर आप देखिए कंपनी के सीईओस छोटे हमारी एज के होते हैं, 30s में होते हैं, या फिर कोई वो होते हैं जिन्होंने 50 साल 60 साल, और वो जनरेशनल वेल्थ होती है। अगर आप देखेंगे एक्टिव रॉयल फैमिलीज जो हैं उनमें से कई दे सपोर्टेड द ब्रिटिश, दे आर वन ऑफ द वेल्थिएस्ट, दे आर द वंस हु ओन अ लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज इवन इन आवर कंट्री। अगर आप देखेंगे, ठीक है, इवन इन द यूएस जिन्होंने कॉलोनाइजर्स को सपोर्ट किया, जिन्होंने स्लेव ट्रेडिंग की, वही मिनिस्टर बने, उन्हीं की कंपनीज हैं। सो इट इज एक्चुअली जनरेशनल वेल्थ। एंड कैन आई से ये एज सिस्टम मतलब जो हमारे तीन, हाँ, जो हमारे से 3 डेकेड्स, 30 साल 40 साल 50 साल हमसे बड़े हैं, क्या वही ये सारी कंपनीज को ओन करते हैं? तो एज की डिस्क्रिपेंसी है ना। तो 20 30 साल वाले जो लोग हैं वो इनिशियल पोजीशंस में जाते हैं ना कंपनी में, उनको 20 30 हजार पे 5 10 साल काम कराया जाता है। जो सीईओ है उसको बिलियंस में पैसे मिलते हैं। तो डिस्क्रिपेंसी है ना, एब्सोल्यूट। तो ये एज रिलेटेड हुई। उसके बाद हम देखेंगे पेट्रियार्की। कल हमने अफगानिस्तान की बात की, क्या वहां पे हम और औरतें देखेंगे जो मिनिस्टर बनेंगी? या अगर आप देखेंगे बहुत कंट्रीज में ऐसे होता है कि मोस्टली मिनिस्टर्स ले लो, आप वेल्थिएस्ट ले लो, बिजनेसेस किनके हैं? मर्दों के होते हैं, द मेन बेसिकली रन इट। तो पेट्रियार्की जहां पे मेन वुमेन को डोमिनेट करते हैं, ये भी पॉसिबल है, ये भी एक रीजन है सोशल डोमिनेंस का। तीसरा जो है ये, इसमें बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स आते हैं। अब देखिए फैक्टर्स क्या आते हैं, पावर कहां से आता है? अगर आप हमारे आसपास देखेंगे तो मिनिस्टर जो होते हैं, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स जो होते हैं, अगर आप यूएसए में भी देखेंगे, किसी और की कंट्री में देखेंगे, जो ब्यूरोक्रेट्स होते हैं जैसे सिविल सर्वेंट्स, मिनिस्टर्स, मिनिस्टर्स की फैमिलीज, उनको कुछ प्रिविलेजेस मिलती है एंड उनको अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती हैं, उनको रेफरल्स मिलते हैं। तो ये जो हर कंट्री में ऐसा है सिस्टम, ऐसा ही है सिस्टम हर कंट्री में। तो आप देखेंगे हिस्टोरिकली भी थोड़े, आप मुझे बताइए, तो ये एक्चुअली क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में है। इंडिया को रिसेंटली कहा कि आप एमिशन बंद करो, लेकिन इंडिया ने कब से इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन स्टार्ट किया है? 70s 60s 50 इयर्स 60 इयर्स। फ्रांस का क्या जो 300 साल से एमिशन कर रहे हैं, यूके का क्या जो 250 साल से या 400 साल से एमिशन कर रहे हैं। तो एक्चुअली उसमें इनइक्वालिटी है, हम पे बोझ डाला जा रहा है, लेकिन हमारी तो अभी फुल डेवलपमेंट होनी बाकी है ना। तो आप एक्चुअली बैक इन आई वेंट टू दिस मंथन संवाद, आई रियली यूज्ड टू लाइक, so there was a geology professor who said that India is being given unnecessary burden. 3% emissions we were contributing when China was contributing 20, US was contributing good 25, when they have not even half the population. They never turn off their geysers, they don't turn off their geysers, they have electricity 24 hours. This time for the first time due to some tornado or something they lost electricity for 3 4 days and they lost it, है ना। तो उनको बहुत ज्यादा आराम की आदत है। And if you look at it, US is nothing but people from UK, and where did they get all of that from? It's from Africa, it's from India, it's from states or countries they colonize. तो ये अगर आप पूरा सिस्टम देखेंगे, यहाँ पे हायरार्की है। क्या एक यंगस्टर जो इंडिया में पढ़ता है उसको वही अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है एक यंगस्टर जो यूएस में पढ़ता हो? क्या दोनों को सेम अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेंगी, सेम पे मिलेगा सेम जॉब के लिए? नहीं मिलेगा। तो ये डिस्क्रिपेंसी है, ये सोशल सिस्टम कैसे बना, बेसिकली हम यहाँ पे वही बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। हाँ, तो यहाँ पे हायरार्की एनहांसिंग फैक्टर्स, we are actually a developing nation and we due to many factors continue to be a developing nation. तो होता क्या है ना, Trump easily when it was Trump government he said I won't participate at all climate change, he stopped UN funding also, said I won't do climate change, you do. So basically we may feel like because we are a responsible nation we should do, but the thing is other developed countries they have already taken from the earth so much. Again I had told you ये documentary True Cost and all that. Before that do you know that they used to dump their trash in Malaysia and pay it? They used to dump toxic, मैंने पढ़ाया था 10th में एक लेसन स्टोरी है कि नाइजीरिया और अफ्रीका में टॉक्सिक वेस्ट कैसे डंप किया जाता है। वहाँ के गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स जो है वो पैसे लेते हैं, टॉक्सिक वेस्ट एज इन जो केमिकल लेबोरेटरी से मिलता है ना, जिससे म्यूटेशन या रेडिएशन पॉसिबल है, वो वहाँ पे डंप किया जाता है। वहीं के मिनिस्टर्स पैसे लेते हैं अपने ही लोगों के खिलाफ। आप लाइक यू सी एंड इट्स क्वाइट कितना हार्ट ब्रेकिंग है। एंड यू विल सी जो मैंने आपको एथिक्स पे जो क्लास ली थी मैंने आपको, तो उसमें क्या किया था, अफ्रीकन अमेरिकन को ट्यूबरक्लोसिस पर्पसली इंजेक्ट उन्होंने किया था। आपको याद है? मुझे नहीं पता कितनों को याद है, कितने थे मेरे साथ। तो सच सैड हार्ट ब्रेकिंग, they were never told, they were told you're being given a placebo, they were just allowed to die, no sorry they were told you're being given treatment, they were first injected with tuberculosis and then they were just left to die, ये देखने के लिए कि इसका डिजीज का कोर्स कैसा होता है। सो एब्सोल्युटली फ्रेंच पीपल यूज्ड टू डू दैट, यूएस पीपल यूज्ड टू डू दैट, साइंटिस्ट यूज्ड टू डू दैट। तो वो भी एक रियलिटी है हमारी दुनिया की, है ना? तो बेसिकली एनीवे लेट्स नॉट डिविएट टू मच फ्रॉम द टॉपिक आई एम जस्ट चैटिंग अबाउट टुडे। हायरार्की एनहांसिंग फैक्टर्स होते हैं हर किसी कंट्री में, हर किसी सोसाइटी में ऐसे फैक्टर्स होते हैं जो इस हायरार्की या जो स्ट्रक्चर हमने देखा है जिसमें इनइक्वालिटी है उसको प्रमोट करते हैं, है ना? आप देखो ये जो पावरफुल लोग हैं किसी भी मुल्क में, विल दे वांट कि इनको सफर करना पड़े, इनकी प्रिविलेजेस, इनका पावर चला जाए? क्या ये चाहेंगे? नहीं चाहेंगे ना। और फिर हायरार्की अटेन्युएटिंग, हायरार्की को जो फैक्टर्स चैलेंज करते हैं, अब ये वो लोग होंगे जिनको तकलीफ हो रही है इस हायरार्की, ये इनइक्वालिटी देख के जिनको तकलीफ हो रही है, वो थोड़ा अपोज करेंगे। लेकिन इतना क्यों नहीं अपोज करते कि ये स्ट्रक्चर्स चेंज होते हैं? उसके लिए हमने सिस्टम जस्टिफिकेशन थ्योरी से एक्सप्लेन किया ना, वी डिस्कस सिस्टम जस्टिफिकेशन थ्योरी जहां पे हमें आदत सी हो गई है एंड वी से ओके यही है तो यही है, लाइक दैट। सो दोनों में से जो फैक्टर्स ज्यादा होंगे वही सक्सीड होगा। और आप एज यू कैन सी आल्सो, इफ यू लुक अराउंड और यू सी whether there is a hierarchy or not in the world especially, that is why do we draw positively skewed curve for wealth distribution or do we draw negative skewed curve wealth distribution के लिए दुनिया में, या नॉर्मल प्रोबेबिलिटी कर्व है, सबके पास थोड़ा 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 पैसा है? It's a positive skewed curve where a few people, 1% of population of the world has most of the money in the world and all of the other 99% are more towards slowly go towards it. Absolutely, absolutely. चलिए, all right. हो गया सोशल डोमिनेंस हिंदी में? ओके चलिए, देन somebody said कि कैरल रिफ्स थ्योरी। सो कैरल रिफ्स थ्योरी मैं आपको सिंपली बताती हूँ, I'll explain very simply for you. Just remember the 6 factors. You see, according to Carol Riff, psychological well-being is made up of 6 components. What are these? How many topics are left? A lot of topics are actually नहीं, actually बस flow है, flow का sequence, हाँ बस just flow is left after this. So another 10 minutes and then we can go. Okay, all right? चलिए ठीक है। We have another class at 8 also. I'm thinking let's meet up and let's do it. Finish कर देते हैं resilience. Let's discuss today. Then tomorrow we have MCQs for DSSSB and then Friday we have MPhil clinical psychology MCQs for your CIP. चलिए, I may move that to Saturday, but I'll let you guys know if I feel better. Let's just do it on time. Carol Riff spoke about 6 components of psychological well-being. Can I say that the psychological well-being is similar to eudaimonic well-being? Psychologically, when all of our mental health components are in place. पहला फैक्टर है, कल कितने क्वेश्चन होंगे? 35 रखूंगी मैं। अगर मुझे लगा कि इजी है सारे क्वेश्चंस, then I'll keep a little more. 35 ठीक है, 90 minutes. चलिए, all right. So here पहली बात, if I have to be psychologically at peace with myself, मेरी high self acceptance होनी चाहिए, मतलब I should accept myself the way I am. Whether I'm weak at certain things or whether I'm good at certain things, unless I accept myself, how can I grow? How can I grow if I can't even accept myself? अगर हम खुद की कमियां नहीं देखते हैं, खुद में कुछ अच्छा नहीं देखते हैं, how are we going to grow? Absolutely. After that, I must seek personal growth. I must have a strong sense of personal growth. That means हम हमेशा grow करना चाहते हैं, and therefore you see all of them go together hand in hand. For me to grow, first I have to accept myself. After that, once I become aware of my mistakes, only then I can correct my mistakes and only then I can grow. So growth is only possible after awareness. Now after growth, ये grow करना या हमेशा आप promotion चाहते हैं, हमेशा better करना चाहते हैं, is wonderful, great. It's a great sign of psychological well-being. But I should also have a certain purpose and meaning to this. मतलब इसमें कोई मतलब होना चाहिए ना मेरे grow करने में या मेरे promote होने में या मेरे doing well as a student, doing well as an employee or doing well as a human being in life, है ना? इसमें कोई मतलब होना चाहिए, as in I should attach some meaning to it. Let's say I teach and I really enjoy it and other people like it and we all learn together. Therefore I feel a sense of personal growth. ऐसा है, आप student हैं तो let's say every day you learn something new and you want to learn, you want to clear this exam so that you can teach and you know your weak points as well. Therefore that is your purpose. उसके बाद we need social support no matter what we do in life. थोड़ा सा social support चाहिए ना, थोड़ा सा at least. Absolutely, very very good. So we need a little bit of social support. Okay, so strong positive interpersonal relationships or strong interpersonal relations. स्ट्रॉन्ग का मतलब क्या है? इज अ ट्रू फ्रेंड somebody who you can trust, who you know cares about you. अपने मतलब के लिए नहीं कह रहे हैं आपको, you can actually take advice from them and they will guide you to what is best for you. Yes, absolutely, that they care about your well-being. अगर आप उनको कहें do you, हाँ, should I do this for you, do you need me to do, they may say no, you have your own exam, please focus on your life as well without feeling bad. Yes, or if a friend says come out with me and then you say लेकिन परसों तो exam है and they tell you no, then don't bother. That's a good relationship, that your friend supports you and says if you fail once and you say हाँ आज तो अच्छा स्कोर नहीं आया, maybe they say oh don't worry about it, I know you're smart, you overcome all of your problems till now. Then why won't you overcome whatever is there now also, right? If you were able to overcome before, you can do it now. That is a good relationship. And इससे क्या होता है? आपका morale boost होता है, social support आपको मिलता है, तो you can do better. Now you also need to be smart. Okay, if friend supporting is not enough, you need to have environmental mastery. मतलब आप street smart होने चाहिए. मतलब है you know exactly how to make use of opportunities. Form आया है, पूछे बगैर आप fill करेंगे. There is an opportunity for an interview, without hesitating, without getting scared, you will go. You will go and you will avail as many opportunities as possible and you will try to build skills as many as possible. अगर आप especially आज के ज़माने में देखेंगे, किसी को सिर्फ एक skill नहीं है. People talk about learning multiple skills, multiple things and then applying them to various jobs in their life, right? Changing jobs, changing streams, learning new things like that. Lastly, all of this is pointless if somebody else is controlling me. हम कभी खुश या content नहीं feel कर सकते अगर हम अपने dreams को, at least our identified dreams, हमारा role model जो है, at least that person we need to choose. So if I make my own decisions, is the only way I can feel at peace with myself. हम अपना best potential तभी reach कर सकते हैं जब फैसला हमारी life में हमारा. Okay, alright, fine. Now, flow actually some of you have asked. Okay, Chick sent me hi has basically said that flow is an extreme experience of enjoyment. ठीक है? Okay, क्या है ये? इसको simple words में हम extreme enjoyment कहेंगे. Now he says that this enjoyment is passive or active. ये passive है या active है? बताइए. It's active. It's not to be derived from something like watching a movie. Movie देखने से ये आपको नहीं मिलेगा. Only when we are busy in something we like. ठीक है? तो ये हम कब experience करते हैं? जब हम कुछ करने में sort of मस्त हो जाए. When we actually feel so engaged in being busy with something which we really like, really enjoy, like that. Okay, alright, ठीक है. इसके बाद क्या? Now, is this the correct order or is next order the correct order? I will tell you what order is given in his book and I will send you guys the book also to read. So first one actually is skill challenge in his book. I don't know from where net has got this. I honestly don't know. Maybe they have referred to another one of his books. A lot of times they take information from internet also. क्योंकि वो खुद से भी sequence बनाते हैं. So as it is given in his book, these are known as 8 components of enjoyment. First one is skill challenge. मतलब हमारी skill से हमारा challenge का level. The challenge we face is matched by the amount of skill we have. Is this something we also talk about in Lazarus theory? If you remember. Lazarus theory, and the more the challenge keeps increasing, we have to meet it with increase in skill. मतलब जितने जितनी ज्यादा डिफिकल्टी इंक्रीज होती है उतना ज्यादा हम स्किल डेवलप करेंगे अगर हम चीज एंजॉय करते हैं एंड दैट इज एक्जैक्टली व्हाट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड बाय दिस फ्लो चार्ट एज वेल दिस गोस अगेंस्ट योर यर्कीज डॉटसन लॉ जो कहता है कि नहीं नहीं कर्वी लीनियर रिलेशनशिप है उसके बाद मतलब जितना हाई स्ट्रेस उतना ज्यादा परफॉर्मेंस पे डैमेज बट दैट्स नॉट द केस चिक सेंट मी हाई सेड दैट द मोर वी फील चैलेंज द मोर आवर स्किल विल आल्सो डेवलप इफ इट्स समथिंग वी लाइक डूइंग नाउ after skill challenge we have mergent of action awareness which is basically this one flourish book flourish is Martin Seligman flow is Chick Sent Me High clear goals उसके बाद है उसके बाद फीडबैक है उसके बाद है कंसंट्रेशन उसके बाद so I'll label them in his book this is how they are organized 6 is control sense of control she sent me paradoxical control it's called then loss of self consciousness ये सही order है God knows from where they have got it because this is from his book transformation of your only clue here is this refers to exclusion of distractions and all of that this refers to autotelic experience जो last है जो actually ये 8 components complete होके होता है this is your clue okay all right it's like that this is the correct sequence as per this book if there's another sequence which net has found from somewhere although I looked in a lot of places मुझे तो कहीं नहीं मिला all right guys with that we are done okay if there's anything else if there's any other hand somebody sent this question also this is Horner's theory we will do this in social psychology okay so Horner said कि औरतें ये actually किया है previous course में now Horner said कि औरतें जल्दी high positions कभी खुद नहीं prefer करती हैं sometimes in some cultures women are scared of success in their workplace why are they scared of success because there is a threat that social rejection will happen that other women may reject them and say you're a bad mother okay and is this a consequence of failure or of success only success से ही डर रहे हैं ना they are getting scared of success because as a consequence result of success they will get rejected so absolutely correct and reason explains assertion with a marathon of 1 hour and 51 minutes we have finished today's class I had a great time talking to all of you we shared a lot of personal information as well so thank you so much for listening to me thank you so much for participating with the class मैं doubts का group जो है वो आपके लिए link कर देती हूँ 1 minute please wait and then class है 8 बजे okay class है 8 बजे so please make sure to join I will share the link once again for all of you where does this go 1 minute all right okay so if you like the class please make sure to give it a thumbs up okay Ankit works no problem ठीक है why is this not getting pasted okay this is it why is this not letting me post now okay I have posted it I have pinned the message that's all from me guys take care bye bye I will see you at 8 o'clock